My ex-husband Tom and his wealthy friends recently launched a cruel game. They named it the bankruptcy trial. For 1 month, they would fake losing everything: no money, no status, no safety net. The goal was clear: find out which women stuck around when the luxury vanished. He faked bankruptcy, stripped himself of everything, just to see who would stand by him. He thought it would expose her. Instead, it exposed him and unleashed a fury he never saw coming. Imagine this: a powerful CEO, stripped of his suits, dressed in a cheap $5 shirt and a dusty hard hat. He'd orchestrated this entire charade: fake leadership changes, staged financial collapses, all to make his bankruptcy convincing. His friends, his family, even his business partners were in on it. But there was one person he truly wanted to test, the woman he claimed to love more than anything, Chloe. He went to her, desperate, seeking comfort. What he got instead? A screaming banshee. Chloe lost her mind. She shrieked, called him useless, a pathetic failure, and had security literally throw him out like trash. He sat on that cold sidewalk, stunned, hollowed out, for a long, long time. Then, his hand, still shaking, dialed another number. "Sarah, I'm broke. I have no home." When that call came, I was in my kitchen, frosting a cake for Lily's birthday. My 4-year-old was on my phone, totally engrossed in Roblox. She answered, without a second thought. I didn't hear what he said, but suddenly, Lily's face lit up like a sky full of fireworks. She sprinted towards me, one slipper flying off, yelling, "Mommy, good news! Daddy went bankrupt. That means he can come to my birthday party this year." Bankrupt? I glanced at the caller ID. Ex-husband. Still there. The last time Tom had called was Christmas. He only ever contacted me on holidays, not because he missed us, but because his parents loved playing the happy family charade. Once the performance was over, he'd drop my hand at the door and rush back to Chloe. I'd watch his car disappear, the back seat piled with luxury gifts for her, her riding shotgun, and I'd be left standing there, holding the $2,000 he paid me for the act. Was I heartbroken? No. Why would I be? That money covered half a year of rent for Lily and me. So, when I heard he was broke, my only question was simple: why wasn't he calling Chloe? Why me? His voice was so careful, so small. "Sarah, I have nowhere to go. I haven't eaten all day. Can I stay with you?" I was ready to refuse. I really was. But then Lily tugged on my skirt. Her round eyes, pleading, fragile, brimming with hope. "Mommy, please, just this once. It's my birthday. Other kids have their dads." My chest tightened. Lily had always yearned for a father. Tom had been good to her, once. Theme parks, princess dresses, expensive toys I could never afford. Until one day, she came home quiet, withdrawn. She told me she wouldn't bother Daddy anymore. I dropped everything. I went straight to his villa. Years of scrubbing floors had given me a strength I didn't know I possessed. I walked in, saw Chloe, and something snapped. I slapped her across the face. I shoved her head toward the toilet, forced her to swallow her own poison. After that, Tom never asked about Lily again. But today was Lily's birthday. All she wanted was her parents together. I gave in. "She misses you," I said, trying to keep my voice steady. "You can come for dinner." On the other end, Tom let out a breath. It sounded like relief, like someone realizing they weren't completely abandoned. "You're still at the Grand View, right? I'll head over now." I froze. The what? I'd never lived there. We rented a modest apartment in the Garden District, close to Lily's preschool. Food trucks lined the street below. At night, drunk karaoke echoed from the bar nearby. The pest control truck came by like clockwork. It was nothing like the luxury tower Tom imagined. There was a pause, a beat of awkward silence, before he finally asked for my address. Even in his bargain clothes, Tom still carried the aura of money. The moment he stepped inside, Lily wrapped herself around his legs, beaming. He patted her hair, but his gaze swept our small apartment with visible disapproval. "You let my daughter live like this?" I stopped mid-pour, the teapot still in my hand. This apartment was spotless, warm, carefully arranged. Every item chosen by Lily, paid for with my own money. She never felt poor here. But compared to his mansion, of course, this place offended him. I tossed the teabag away, the anger simmering. I guided Lily toward her room. "Go check your room, sweetie. Mommy hid a birthday surprise." She squealed and ran off. My smile vanished. "You were begging to sleep here 5 minutes ago," I said coldly. "You're homeless now. Who gave you the right to judge?" Tom stiffened, then quickly quickly corrected himself. Right. He was supposed to be broke. He sat down awkwardly. I meant, why aren't you living in the house I bought for you? I frowned. What house? When we divorced, I left with one suitcase and a 3-month-old baby. I survived by selling the jewelry his parents had given me. Tom's expression darkened. Sarah, you gave me a child. Even if I never loved you, I wouldn't abandon my own blood. I told my assistant to buy you a condo and give you a settlement. Did you refuse it? A condo? A settlement? I had never heard of either. Realization hit quickly. I didn't receive anything. Are you lying now because you're broke? Tom leaned forward, remorse heavy in his eyes. I would rather beg on the streets than cheat you. The person I owe the most in this world is you. Our past was tangled and ugly. My father died saving Tom's father. After that, his family took me in. His parents treated me kindly. Tom protected me like a brother. He chased away bullies, took me out on weekends, helped me heal. I buried my feelings in a diary. Sarah loves Tom. Does Tom love Sarah? I got my answer in college. He proposed. I was overjoyed. We married quietly, barely spending anything. What I didn't know is that his father had secretly given me company shares and forced Tom to climb the ranks himself. Tom didn't marry me for love. He married convenience. I lived in that illusion until I was pregnant. That was when he cheated with Chloe, a woman even older than me. He said she understood him, that she was his soulmate. He said what he felt for me was family affection. His father saw through Chloe immediately and banned her. So Tom compromised. He kept me as a wife for appearances and gave Chloe everything else. 10 days after Lily was born, something inside me broke. The obedient Sarah, who endured everything, grabbed a fruit knife and stabbed herself. Marrying Tom was my mistake. I was young, naive, and blinded by love. He cheated. He treated me like a servant. If I tolerated it, that was my own stupidity. But I would never allow him to destroy my child. Blood covered the floor. Tom froze where he stood. Fear overtook him. Panic, guilt, and terror tangled together as he pressed his shaking hands over my wound. Sarah, don't die. He kept repeating. I was relentless. I told him plainly, if he didn't agree to a divorce and grant me full custody, I would take my own life. If they saved me, I would do it again, over and over, until I succeeded. And if I died, his father would make sure Chloe paid the price. To protect his mistress, Tom signed the divorce. When I left, he added one condition: the divorce had to remain hidden. In front of his parents, I would still act as his wife during holidays. I agreed, but I demanded payment, $2,000 each time. The man who once claimed he would never touch me again now had to pay just to see me. That enraged him. Do you have no feelings left for me? He shouted. Do you love money that much? Fine. I will not give you a single cent. When you are starving, you will crawl back and beg. He kept that promise. The so-called financial compensation listed in the divorce agreement never reached me. Yes, I struggled, but I relied on myself. I never begged him once. Thinking of this, Tom rubbed his temples. That was said in anger, he said quietly. You are a single mother. How could I really leave you with nothing? Your anger became my life for 4 years, I replied. Tom fell silent. He scanned the apartment again. Modest, but comfortable. Chloe wore socks worth hundreds. I wore a shirt I'd owned for years. Tom pulled out his phone and called his assistant. Sir, Ben answered carefully. Tom's voice hardened. For years ago, the condo at the Grand View and the 10 million settlement check. Did you personally deliver them to my ex-wife? 10 million. That money would have secured Lily's future completely. Ben hesitated. Miss Chloe said she would handle it. My anger surged. She already had everything. If she had stolen Lily's future as well, I would not let it go. At 7 in the evening, I brought out a Shaun the Sheep cake. Lily screamed with excitement. Mommy, you're amazing. I love you. The parents' group chat filled with praise. You made that yourself? It looks better than store-bought. Lily's mom can do everything. For 4 years, I learned any skill that could earn money. I turned myself into whatever I needed to survive. Lily cut the cake. The first slice went to me. The second went to Tom. Daddy, she said happily, this is my first birthday with you. I'm so happy. Tom was distracted by his phone, then snapped out of it and forced a smile as he accepted the plate. I knew what he was thinking. It was also Chloe's birthday. Every year before this, he spent it with her. It was no coincidence that my daughter and that woman shared the same birthday. When I was 9 months pregnant, Chloe wasn't satisfied with messages and photos. She sent me images of their dates. She mailed luxury packaging to mock me. Then she came to the hospital. That day, Tom gave her a promised ring and promised her a grand wedding. She invited me and my unborn child to attend. The stress triggered early labor. I hemorrhaged and nearly died. That was the first time Tom scolded her. Chloe cried, saying she only wanted to be together openly. Tom held her and said, "Keeping her is how I protect you." One wall away, I was bleeding in the delivery room. After that, all I felt was disgust, a despair that sank into my bones. So when Tom went bankrupt, my only thought was retribution. Midway subscribe line. By the way, if you're still with me on this wild ride, make sure you hit that subscribe button. You won't believe the stories I have coming next. Main story, continued after the cake. I told him to leave. "I have nowhere to go," he said weakly. I pushed him out. "That's not my problem. Go find her." The hallway light flickered. Tom stood there for a long time, then slid down against the door. The first person he went to was Chloe. He believed that after 4 years of devotion, she would worry about him. If she sold even one property he bought her, she would pass the test. He never intended to let her truly suffer. When Chloe saw him, dressed like a laborer, disgust flashed in her eyes. She quickly hid it and invited him inside. She thought it was a prank before a birthday surprise. Then she saw the group chat. "The Sterling family is finished. The company is gone, buried in debt. Tom will be paying this off for life. Chloe can sell her properties to cover it." Someone noticed Chloe was still in the chat. Oops. She was removed immediately. Chloe stared at the screen. Yesterday they called her family. Today she was disposable. She needed to protect herself. "Your family being bankrupt has nothing to do with me," she snapped. "Are we married? Did your parents ever accept me? Why should I sell my homes?" Tom felt his heart sink. Where was the gentle woman who claimed to love him? "Chloe," he said desperately, "I gave you everything aside from a marriage certificate. What did I ever withhold? I left my wife and child for you." He thought this reminder would soften her. She laughed coldly. "You gave me those willingly," she said. "I never agreed to return gifts. I stayed with you for 4 years. That wasn't free." She sneered. "A man who can abandon his wife and child isn't trustworthy. Your wife nearly died giving birth and you didn't care. Who knows when you'll replace me, too." Tom nearly collapsed. She continued calmly, "I'll tell you why your wife wanted to divorce you so badly. From the first night we slept together, I sent her everything. Photos, gifts, dates. Even when we were in bed, she endured longer than I expected. I had to push her into premature labor before she finally broke. I'm not as stupid as her. I won't be your unpaid nanny or incubator." Tom's mind went blank. Then she added, "I studied your social media before joining the company. I learned your preferences. Those soulmate moments were rehearsed. Pretending to care about your hobbies was exhausting." Something snapped inside him. He lunged at her, hands reaching for her throat. "You used me. You destroyed my family. You almost killed my child. My father was right. You are poison." Security dragged him away and threw him outside. Even in late June, Tom was shaking. A notification appeared. The group chat titled Her True Heart. "Tom, great performance. Did Chloe sell the house yet?" He replied immediately. "Her name is Sarah. I'm getting her back." The next morning, at 7:20, I opened the door. Tom was lying across the entrance. I stepped over him. Lily, backpack on, giggled and hopped over him as well. Tom groaned and scrambled up. He instinctively took Lily's hand. I raised my arm to stop him, but Lily smiled brightly. "Daddy, can you stand by the school gate today? I want everyone to know I have a dad. Then they won't say bad things about mommy, and those strange uncles won't bother her." "Lily," I yelled. Tom looked at me quietly, his eyes heavy with regret. I used to be gentle to a fault, slow, soft, always yielding. Now I was sharp, guarded, ready to strike. He finally understood how much pressure and harassment it must have taken to turn me into this. Tom lifted Lily with one arm. "All right," he said softly. "Not just for today. From now on, Daddy will protect you and Mommy every day." He reached out to take my hand. I stepped back. Disgusting. Tom was tall, over 6 feet. Standing at the preschool gate, he stood out immediately. Parents whispered. Children stared. "Is that Lily's dad? He's so handsome. He looks perfect with her mom." Then why does her mom look so angry? She's completely ignoring him. I didn't want to deal with Tom, but I needed him, at least for now. I needed that house back. So, we stayed together. I got on the bus and went straight to the back row. Tom followed and sat beside me. The moment the bus started moving, I stood up and changed seats. Tom had clearly never taken public transport before. He stood up to follow me, lost his balance, and fell face first onto the floor. I smiled. When we arrived at the luxury condo, someone was already living there, an elderly couple. The moment they saw Tom, they grabbed him and pulled him inside. They were Chloe's parents. Tom froze. I laughed. It was obvious. Chloe had stolen the house meant for me and Lily and turned it into a retirement home for her parents. The condo was over 3,000 square feet, marble floors, smart home system, 10 beautifully furnished rooms. Even the dog had its own bedroom. Back at my rental, Lily slept in the master bedroom, barely 150 square feet. We used bunk beds just to save space. This kitchen had automatic choppers, self-stirring pots, a dishwasher. Everything was effortless. Meanwhile, I had spent my days chopping fruit at a bubble tea shop until my arms went numb. I would go home, slap on pain patches, and cook dinner through the ache. The more I thought about it, the tighter my chest felt. I squatted down, gasping. For years of exhaustion crashed into me all at once. The first year after the divorce had been hell. No big company wanted to hire a single mother with a 3-month-old baby. I took daily wage jobs in unsafe places. Babies get sick. Money disappeared the moment it arrived. I worked 3 jobs. I survived on caffeine. I slept fully dressed. No husband, no parents, no support. My sanity had been stretched thin like a rubber band about to snap. My legs gave out. Tom caught me, holding me tightly. "Sarah, don't think about it. I'm here. I won't let anyone bully you again." When we were kids, if someone mocked me for being an orphan, Tom would fight them. I would clean his wounds, and he would swear to protect me forever. Later, he became the storm that ruined my life. If he hadn't gone bankrupt, if he hadn't lost everything, would he ever have remembered who I was to him? Tom panicked. He lifted me in his arms. I was breathing too fast, like I was drowning. He wanted to take me to the hospital. I pointed weakly across the street. "Buy me a milk tea." After half a cup of sugar, my color slowly returned. Stress-induced low blood sugar. Food fixed it. Tom stared at me, stunned. Then he said, "I'll take you to eat something proper." He was wearing cheap sneakers but tried to walk into a Michelin-starred restaurant. I yanked him back. "You're broke, remember? Save your money." He stiffened, remembering his role, and tugged awkwardly at his shirt. I picked a small diner nearby. Tom stared at the menu like it was written in another language. "Is this safe to eat?" I understood. He and Chloe would never touch food unless it cost hundreds. I used to deliver food. $2 per order. I often picked up expensive meals, then handed them to other drivers because the address was my old home. I couldn't face him and his mistress. Now Tom devoured 2 bowls of rice with a cheap beef dish. I said, "Ask Ben, is the deed to that house in my name?" He checked. Yes. A tight knot in my chest finally loosened. Good. Ben was reliable. After eating, I dragged Tom to the deed office and reported the deed missing. 40 minutes later, a new one was issued. Owners, Sarah Vance and Lily Vance. Holding the red folder, I finally felt steady. Next stop was an electronics store. An hour later, I knocked on the condo door. "Sir, ma'am, I'm sorry, but this house belongs to me and my daughter. Your daughter illegally occupied it for 4 years. Please move out immediately." They were not bad people, so I stayed polite. When they saw the deed, their faces drained of color. They called Chloe immediately. "How could you steal someone's house? You said Tom gave it to us for retirement. We have never stolen anything in our lives. You've shamed us." Tom spoke quietly. "I never gave it to you." I added, "She did not only steal the house. While I was pregnant, your daughter destroyed my marriage. After the divorce, she took the settlement money and this house. My daughter and I suffered for 4 years because of her." Chloe's father clutched his chest, breathing hard. I showed him the messages Chloe had sent me. I kept them all. Tom turned red and looked away. Even cheaters feel shame. The messages exposed Chloe completely. Shameless, arrogant, cruel. Her father shouted in despair. I raised a monster. He tried to kneel. "Miss, I apologize for my family's sins." I stopped him. Chloe was not here yet. No need for kneeling. When Chloe arrived, her father slapped her hard across the face. Even then, she lifted her chin. "So, what if I took her man and her house? The world isn't fair. Should I stay poor and pretend to be noble like you?" She looked at Tom and me smugly. "I still have 4 condos, 2 cars, and 20 million in the bank. I have a closet full of luxury bags. In this room, I'm the rich one. And you? One drowning in debt, one working for wages. You think you can beat me? Can you afford lawyers? Can you last longer than me?" Her Her skin was impossibly thick. Without her, my daughter would have grown up like a princess. Chloe sneered. Sarah, kneel and beg me right now, and maybe I'll let you and your brat go. Thud. Her parents dropped to their knees in front of me, crying. It's a sin. We failed as parents. We'll move out immediately. Chloe was stunned. I did not tell them to get up. I copied her expression. See that? You hurt my child and me without remorse, and karma landed on your parents. Ambition is fine, but it should come from work, not from selling yourself. Anything handed to you can be taken back. Chloe's face darkened. I knew Tom was not foolish enough to legally put everything in her name. She was bluffing, so I pushed harder. Do you know why you can't get pregnant? Because you climbed over my blood to get where you are. Your bloodline is cursed. Even a ghost child would be ashamed to call you mother. Last time I was at the villa, I smelled herbal medicine. I had worked at a traditional clinic. I knew it was for infertility. Her secret exposed. Chloe snapped and rushed at me. Tom stepped in, grabbing her shoulders. That was enough. She smirked, convinced she had one. Of course, Tom had always chosen her. Last time, when I shoved her face into the toilet, Tom pushed me so hard I hit the sink and could not stand. He carried her out like fragile glass. Right or wrong, I was always alone. My eyes dimmed. I had given up on him long ago, but I still hoped just once he would stand up for his daughter. Sarah, he said calmly. I've got her. Hit her. Hit her until you feel better. The room froze. Chloe stared at him. Tom, what are you saying? How can you help her bully me? Tom laughed coldly, locking her arms behind her back. This is bullying? Then what do you call what you did to Sarah and Lily? A beating is mercy. I didn't know why he switched sides. I didn't care. I slapped her 10 times. Her father stayed kneeling, silent. Her mother tried to speak, but her father shut her down. This is your fault. Teaching her to marry rich. Look at what she did. Adults pay for their sins. Chloe cried, humiliated and broken. Parents, lover, no one stood with her. She was completely alone. Soon after, the police arrived. I had called them ahead of time. I showed them the new deed. Chloe glared, her face red with fury, but she had no choice but to accept defeat. I grabbed a strand of her hair. And the 10 million? You wouldn't want me to add fraud charges, would you? Just give me a few days, she mumbled, retreating with her parents. Back at my apartment, I began packing. Lily clumsily taped a box. Mommy, we're moving. Can we say goodbye to Uncle Sam? Uncle Sam? I asked, puzzled. Tom paused in the middle of lifting a box, frowning suspiciously. I didn't know where he got the nerve to interfere. If I hadn't been waiting for that check, he'd have been out the door. Tom followed us to Sam's apartment. Sam was 27, tall, pale, and handsome. A man who didn't drink or smoke, who loved baking. I brought fruit and snacks and secretly slipped an envelope of cash under his sofa cushion to thank him for helping us over the years. Sam's eyes glistened with emotion. Sarah, leave me your new address. I'll visit you and Lily. I didn't hesitate and sent it to his phone. Later, after Lily had fallen asleep, Tom finally lost it. That guy looked like he wanted to eat you alive. Don't tell me something happened between you two. Tom's double standards were exhausting. Even if anything had happened, it wasn't his business. Sam cares about me, but nothing inappropriate happened, I said. He saved me, helped me repeatedly, babysat Lily. I'm grateful. That's why I treat him with respect. Tom winced, guilt creeping in. If you had just done your job as a father and husband for one day, I wouldn't have needed someone else's help. He asked quietly, you said he saved you. What happened? I hesitated. It involved him. On New Year's Eve, the first year after the divorce, I had been delivering food nonstop. When the fireworks began, my scooter slipped on ice. I flew 10 feet and hit the ground, blood pooling under my head. Above me, a drone light show spelled, Chloe, I'll love you next year, too. I earned $2 for that delivery. A simple thanks was all I got. My heart felt worthless. I closed my eyes, hoping to stay down, but warm arms lifted me. I murmured thanks, asking to be left alone. I'll get up in a minute. Sam, a pastry chef, maybe felt sorry, or maybe he liked the look of me unmasked. He drove me to the ER, paid my bill, and brought hot food. A stranger's kindness carried me through that night. We lived in the same neighborhood. I pretended to be surprised whenever we bumped into each other. Of all the men who tried to get close, he was decent. But I no longer trusted men. I only wanted a good male figure for Lily. Tom's face went through shame, regret, and self-reproach. I was a bastard. I never thought about you or Lily. You carried carried everything alone. I'll take care of you from now on. I smiled silently and went to bed. Tom didn't give up. He reported progress in the Her True Heart group chat. Upgrade. Sleeping on the couch tonight. She bought me dinner. I'll do better tomorrow. Everyone congratulated him. One friend typed, "Why not sooner?" When she was Mrs. Sterling, she could have asked for millions like Chloe, but she didn't. She just wanted you. You made her lose everything. That night, I got a text. "Wifey, I love you so much." I rolled my eyes. Idiot. The next morning, Tom woke early, made breakfast, and combed Lily's hair. During the move, he did all the heavy lifting. I guessed he was being helpful to stay. After all, he was bankrupt. He couldn't afford rent. The condo had plenty of rooms. I let him stay. After all, I still hadn't received the $10 million. But instead of money, I faced a cyberbullying attack. As I stepped outside, a mob ambushed me. They threw trash and sprayed animal waste on my door. Lily tried to help, but they shoved her down. Tom locked her inside and fought the attackers. A hidden camera video had gone viral. It was edited to make it look like I forced Chloe's elderly parents to kneel. Chloe, with a bruised face, went live on TikTok claiming I bullied her and extorted $10 million, accidentally leaking my address. Her goal wasn't to pay. It was to ruin me. The video looked convincing, but I acted fast. I called the police. The attackers were arrested. I created a new account and uploaded a full 3-hour unedited video recorded by a hidden camera I'd bought at the electronics store. Years of dealing with scumbags taught me, always have a backup. The video went live. The internet flipped. Chloe, once the victim, became the villain. Original wife beats mistress. Homeowner evicts squatters. I'd have hit her harder, using her parents as props. Shameless. I wasn't done. I uploaded screenshots of every cruel message Chloe had sent me over 4 years. I detailed the hell Lily and I had endured. I could have exposed Tom's affair years ago, but I protected his parents. They were good to me. Now, with Chloe gone, I could finally act. I cut off Lily's internet access and hit post. Chloe's comment section exploded. "A vampire mistress. She stole his kid's house and money. You made a pregnant woman go into premature labor. You have no heart." Chloe went into hiding. Tom and his company were dragged online, too. While the wife and kids starved, he vacationed in the Maldives with the mistress. That bag alone cost more than her yearly budget. $500 steaks while the kid couldn't afford formula. Are you an animal? Meanwhile, I watched. I wasn't crying. Tom was sobbing, slapping himself, chugging whiskey. My comments filled with support. "The wife is stunning. Even without makeup, she destroys the mistress. She worked at my shop 3 years ago. Single mom. 8 buns so her kid could eat. Toughest woman I know. Did she get the house back? The money? If not, we ride at dawn." I responded to them all. The strangers' support gave me strength. The people who attacked me returned later, apologizing, fixing the door, and bringing gifts for Lily. Even Chloe's followers had been manipulated, and soon they descended on her apartment with banners. "Mistress in 8001 forced wife into labor, stole kid's house. Single. Men welcome upstairs." Her door was pounded day and night. People tried to harass her, others tried to spy on her. She lived in fear. Speakers blared, "Chloe, pay the money," on loop. Someone live-streamed her front door constantly. Eventually, someone broke in and attacked her. Her parents were shunned. Her father had a stroke. Chloe broke down and messaged me, begging for mercy. Mercy was simple: pay me back. Not just the $10 million, but everything he spent on you before the divorce, including hotels. Second, a public apology. 3 days later, I received $12 million and a video apology. I posted that the matter was settled. Chloe breathed a sigh of relief. Then another apology video pushed her further into despair. Tom admitted everything. Chloe had targeted him, seducing him despite knowing he was married. He confessed he had been weak, blinded by lust, and made terrible choices. He regretted hurting those who truly cared. He realized who mattered most. He vowed to spend the rest of his life making it up to his wife and daughter and asked the internet to hold him accountable. Half the comments cursed him, half watched to see his actions. Tom treated me like royalty, washing my hair, peeling grapes. But niceness alone wasn't enough. I mixed a sidecar for him. "Do you know why Chloe dared to steal from me and Lily?" He paused. "Because I couldn't tell right from wrong and protected her?" "No." I shook my head. "Because no matter how much she hurt me, she never faced consequences." He downed the drink. 2 days later, Tom sued Chloe to reclaim all gifts and assets. His legal team was ruthless, working pro bono for the exposure. Chloe returned the houses and cars, but her lavish lifestyle left her broke. Tom gave her a final gift: handcuffs and a jail cell. The internet cheered. disappeared. He sold everything. Chloe returned, calling it bad luck money, and offered me the 50 million proceeds as an apology. I refused. The 10 million is enough. You're broke. Pay your debts. Start a small business. Bring your parents home. They've suffered abroad. Tom was shocked but unsurprised. I loved his parents. He accepted the money. Okay, consider it a loan. He posted a screenshot in the group chat. She gave me the 50 million back. Her true heart erupted. Bro, you actually found a diamond playing in the mud. Holy **T. She turned down 50 million. How did you lose her? Sarah suffered so much. You owe her your life. Don't lie to her anymore. The group name, Her True Heart, now seemed almost ironic. Could lies ever buy truth? A few days later, Tom confessed he had faked the bankruptcy to test me and Chloe. I was surprised, but relieved. His parents were safe, Chloe exposed, and Lily had her father back. He asked about the bet, a pink diamond necklace worth 5 million. I helped you win. If you win, it's mine. Tom grinned. Of course, wifey. That afternoon, he dragged me shopping. Jewelry, clothes, bags. I accepted it all, complimenting him like Chloe used to. He spent freely. I wore a red dress dripping in diamonds. Radiant. Tom posted a photo. The internet commented, "That's more like it. Keep compensating them and we'll let you live." Afterward, Lily and I visited Disney, dined in style, traveled. The happiness was visible. Tom's company rebounded, and I finally relaxed. I called his father. On the day the bet ended, I received the pink diamond and was added to the group chat. Wearing the necklace, I confronted the person Tom had originally intended it for. Chloe looked like a ghost. I spoke first. Did you know Tom was faking? It was a test. Chloe froze, then screamed. What? A fake? Impossible. His friends kicked him out. I checked his office. There was a new CEO. He hired an actor, I said. Chloe shook her head, broken, staring at my designer clothes. The spoils of victory. You passed. You were willing to pay his debts. Dumb luck really does exist. I smiled. You're clever, Chloe. You could have made it on your own. You didn't need jail time. Men are unreliable. They only love themselves. Chloe sneered at me, then broke down in tears. I didn't want to steal your house. I was just jealous. Why could he sleep with me but warn me not to let you know? Why did he refuse to divorce you? Why did he give you so much money after you left? Why did he cry alone the day you moved out? Watching her hysterical, I realized that's why she lost. She made foolish choices. Maybe just a little bit of jealousy, but mostly she had fallen for Tom. As for why Tom treated me well years ago, at the height of my love for him, he had handed me a share transfer agreement, pretending it was wedding paperwork. I signed blindly, trusting him, wanting to help his career. I loved him, not money, but it was pointless. He loved someone else. His pursuit of me now wasn't passion. It was a recognition that true love is rare. My love for him had ended long ago. The moment I nearly died giving birth and saw him holding Chloe. At summer's end, Tom brought me a document covering the top half. Lily's transfer papers. Sign at the bottom. I glimpsed the words 20% shares gift. I pretended not to notice and signed. He placed the file in my bag, looking at me with affection. I knew he intended to ask for remarriage. I smiled. Thanks, bro. The word hit him like a knife. He grabbed me. Sarah, don't call me brother. I want to be with you. You know I love you. I didn't divorce you for Chloe. I was afraid you'd hurt yourself again, that you would rather die than be with me. I had pride, too, back then. I wanted to find you, but I didn't know how to humble myself. Tom was laughable, greedy, wanting both. But my strike 4 years ago had left a mark. He was angry but unwilling. I had moved on. Brother, I was wrong before. I thought it was romantic love, but it was family love. You'll always be my family. The bullet from the past hit him squarely. He denied it. No, you love me. You've just suffered too much. Let's take time to find our feelings again, okay? I stayed calm. If Chloe had passed the test, you wouldn't have called me, right? He imagined it and couldn't answer. I nodded. My heart flatlined. Brother, I'm going to get Lily ready for school. As I left, I heard him whisper, if I didn't love you, why would I marry you? That was his problem, not mine. I knew the 20% shares meant millions in dividends yearly. I had traded 10 million for hundreds of millions. An excellent deal. I discovered the Her True Heart group the day Tom was roasted online. He was blackout drunk. A notification popped up. Tom, this blew up. Is the test still on? I unlocked his phone with my birthday and saw the game. Chloe lost because she failed. I couldn't lose. Knowing Tom's generosity, if I gave up 10 million, he'd return tenfold. I played the money isn't everything card and all one needs is trust. A group of rich playboys called their chat her true heart. True heart? Worthless. Money is power, safety, and choice. On the way home, I bought a classy dress for my new role as branch manager. Next week, Tom's dad rewarded me with a subsidiary. I passed a toy store and bought Lily the Lego bear she wanted. Explaining that daddy was now uncle was simple. Lily shrugged. It's okay. Daddy is a traitor, right? Between Chloe and me, he dumped me. Between Chloe and mommy, he didn't choose mommy. The most important person isn't daddy, it's mommy. And I'm the most important to mommy. I hugged her tightly. I would make Lily a real princess. I would pave her road with gold. Tom was heartbroken. He hid in his villa, then sat outside my apartment. Finally, he returned to the old family mansion. He went upstairs to my old room. He lay on my bed and slept, deciding to stay a while. He opened the drawer. Just a few childhood mementos, a hair clip, glasses, a necklace bought with summer job money, a few diaries. He read them one by one, laughing at childhood memories. Gradually, the diaries became love letters. Confessions of a young girl's secret love for her brother. Tom's vision blurred. The last page read, Sarah loves Tom. Does Tom love Sarah? 18-year-old me. Asking 28-year-old Tom across time, he instinctively reached for a pen, but there was none. He opened the other drawers. Still no pen. He closed the last diary, a profound emptiness settling in his chest. He finally knew the answer to that question, screamed across the chasm of years. And it wasn't what he thought. So, what do you think? Was Tom truly redeemed, or just paying a karmic debt? And what about me? Was I too cold, too calculated, or just a woman who finally learned to play the game on her own terms? Tell me what you would have done in my place. I'm really curious to hear your thoughts in the comments below.